feelings and thoughts and not understanding that comes with those. I wanted to share with you today, though, a new video that it has to do with something that I am fascinated with. However, before I do that, I want to mention that I have two puppies right here with me in our tiny home. And you're probably gonna hear paws, some shaking, trying to eat, and some flies, and the white noise of a fan because it's hot and I can put up with it. But they become restless and they won't stay still or nap if they don't have something. So that's where we're at. However, today we're gonna talk about anonymous faces. We all know the name John Doe or Jane Doe. But today's case, it's a very interesting one because these are identifiable Doe cases. These are people that we have their pictures, we know who they are, yet in today's case, she was living under a different name, which makes it harder to track. Now, there are different cases like this, but I think that most of the time people think that Jane or Joe Doe are the ones that their bodies are found and nobody claims them. Let me tell you, there are some Jane and Joe Does that really, we even have video, pictures, we know where they work and everything, yet they're still not have either somebody to claim that they were family members, sons, daughters, neighbors. It's almost like they came to, I don't know, kind of like they became ghosts and they were living somebody else's life. Now, the name John Doe or Jane Doe, they're kind of a placeholder name or names for people that their identity is unknown. At any given time, according to the article that I was researching this, it says that there are approximately 40,000 unidentified descendants in the United States alone. So this creates kind of this layer of murders that remain mostly unquestioned, families that most of the time remain without any answers, in graves that do not have the names. Now, today we're going to talk about Eldorado Jane Doe. This happened in Eldorado, Arkansas, so that's why it's called Eldorado Jane Doe. But this is a case of Jane Doe. This is a different case because whoever killed this Jane Doe is in jail. But they have no idea who she is. They know her face, they know a lot about her, but they don't know her real name. So even though justice was served. Who she really is still a mystery, and she remains as a Jane Doe. Let me tell you a little bit about it. On July 10th, 1991, the body of a pretty, blue-eyed, light brown-haired woman was found in room 121 of the Whitehall Motel in Eldorado, Arkansas. She had been shot and killed by an unknown assailant earlier that same day. The woman was Caucasian, around 5'10", tall, of course, and she was between 150 and 162 pounds. They believe that she was between the ages of 18 and 30 years old. And something that was different is that she had a small birthmark or scar beneath her left breast. Now, she had ID cards with her, and I am looking at the pictures right now. But apparently these IDs were false identities. The victim had 3 piercings in her right ear and 2 in her left ear. She was wearing a white t-shirt, a pair of acid-washed blue jeans, a black belt, white ankle socks, and white tennis shoes. She had a gold-colored chain-type bracelet on her right arm, and her hair was in a ponytail. During the homicide investigation, detectives made a series of fascinating discoveries. The woman had apparently used several names or aliases throughout the years prior to her death. Police were able to place her in several states throughout the preceding years. Dallas, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, and most interestingly, several photographs were found in her motel room which showed that she had previously had bleached blonde dyed hair, almost like she was hiding her identity. There are several pictures of this Jane Doe. One in a car, another one kind of posing on top of the same car. One that looks like a driver's license, and some other ones that seem like what you would post today on your social media. Selfies. But going back to the crime scene, a Bible was also found among her possessions, which listed the following names: Willie James Stroud, Sharon Yvette Stroud, LaDonna Elaine Stroud, Johnny Lee Stroud, Viola Elizabeth Ross Stroud, Donna Jean Stroud, Bobby Joan Stroud, and Willie James Dantzler Sr. These people were determined to be members of a recently moved from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, this Jane Doe, or Eldorado Jane Doe as she is known, had claimed, apparently she had claimed variations and derivatives of the following names over the previous years, okay? So she had something like Kelly, Lee Carr, Cheryl Ann Wick, Sharon Wiley, and Mercedes. Most recent to her death, Jane Doe was working under the name Kelly Karr, and she was a topless dancer in Little Rock, Arkansas. There, she told people that she was originally from Florida, though this has been unverified. She said that she used to be a stripper and was from out of town. That's what pretty much everyone said. And they even asked a friend and roommate in 1991. And she said the roommate said she told me her and her mother didn't get along and that her mama was raising her 2 kids. I know she had said the one was a girl, but I can't remember what she said the other one was. In May of 1991, only 2 months before her death, Jane Doe was arrested for writing bad checks. It is established that she was frequently at the hospital emergency room from different beatings that she endured, and that some time prior she had worked as a prostitute in Dallas. Now we know about a lover and an alleged pimp that she had. His name is James McAlpin, and she was arrested later on and convicted for her murder. When they asked James about her, he said that Jane, who he knew as Mercedes, and that's how he called her, he said that she shot herself with his gun during an intense argument. However, witness testimony from neighboring motel rooms, a history of violent altercations with the victim, and the fact that James immediately fled the scene with the gun kind of suggested otherwise, don't you think? He also claims to have visited some of Jane's family members, and that these family members actually knew her true identity. However, according to police, James said he wouldn't give them Mercedes' true identity, so he wouldn't reveal who she really was unless they did something for him. As recent as March of 2016, James was offering to only reveal Mercedes' real identity if someone pays him $4,000. However, authorities do not believe that James has much solid information to share. One of the detectives handling the Eldorado Jane's case said, quote, "She may not have been divulged a whole lot of truths about herself to James McAlpin. Things case, okay, the few details, what am I saying? Can't even understand my handwriting. That James shared seem particularly fanciful and are uncorroborated. He said that at the age of 16, Jane Doe was taken from her loved ones by force, but she continued her street lifestyle willingly as an adult. He also said that she was 26 years old around 1990, and he kind of gave them a story of how she's been a prostitute for so many years. James also said that growing up as a prostitute, that Jane Doe became close with 3 girls known as the Missing Trio, who disappeared from Fort Worth on December 23rd, 1974. That is a very well-known case. He described the girls as being like sisters. Jane Doe and is insistent that if you solve this case, you'll find that you're also solving a couple more cold cases. That's what the guy said. So basically, he was trying to sell the idea that he knew who she really was and how she was involved with other missing girls cases. Of course, James is implying that this case and others will only be solved if he gets paid the $4,000 to share more details. Eventually, James pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for a 15-year sentence. Now, there are some pictures of this Eldorado Jane Doe. These are post-mortem pictures. And they do look kind of different of the pictures that are shared from when she was alive. Her skin looks darker and there's more freckles. There's a lot of different things that make her look different from the pictures. But it is confirmed that it was the same girl. Now, this is one of those cases that it makes you wonder, how can this happen, right? I mean, listen, how can her picture be shared nationwide and nobody recognizes her? Not a mom, not a daughter, not a grandma, and whatever. Nobody can recognize this girl. How is that even possible? You know, it's very interesting to read about these cases that you know that they had a life, you know where she was sleeping, who she was staying with, where she's been for the last however many years that they could track her down to. You know that she had all those different aliases, however she still remains a Jane Doe, because nobody has claimed any kind of relationship to this girl. And what makes it even more sad is the fact that I think that when girls are involved somewhat in prostitution or drugs or whatever, it's almost like, I don't know, they're put in a different category, and maybe those are not the faces that you used to see in milk cartons when, some kids were missing, or you would think that they would get a lot more coverage, yet it's almost like people blame the victims for being involved in that situation without even knowing how she got there, who she was, who is missing this girl. Was she even from the States? It's just very hard to believe that even having all her pictures and everything, nobody could say, oh my goodness, that is my daughter that left the house when she was, I don't know, 13, 14, whatever. Or that was my neighbor's daughter, or that was my classmate, and all the people that can say that they knew her only for the time period that she was using aliases. And why use them in the first place? Was somebody looking for her? Was she hiding from something, from someone? Such a devastating case. Thank you so much for following my Patreon page and for your support. If you want to leave a comment and share your ideas of why she would hide her identity, if you know more about human trafficking, if you've done your research on that, and maybe you can, share some information that would make sense more for this case, please do. And stay tuned, because I will be sharing some other